That shot burned like a motherfucker.
Now you can cut it.
Woo! Good shot.
Born a competitor, form is incredible. These rappers I won't settle for, they ain't even edible. Caution, caution, but the tape ain't yellow though. This.
Welcome to another 2Shot Review
Once again, we back.
with Lucky and NA. We're doing a video I'm super excited about today.
Pumped.
Eyes of Wakanda. Whatever.
And this one is called Eyes of Wakanda. It dropped on Disney Plus. I want to say either August 1st or August 2nd. And you know we've been thirsting for some Wakanda stories. We want Black Panther back.
We need
I ain't gonna
black
lie.
activity in the media.
No. We got black activity in the media.
Man.
We want Black Panther.
Proper black representation.
We want T'Challa. We don't want Shuri. All due respect to Shuri. I love Shuri.
No respect to Shuri. I respect Shuri as Shuri, not as the Black Panther. That was a fucking terrible mistake on Marvel's part. Making Shuri the Black Panther, then have her put on no weight. She looked crazy in that suit. Like, that shit look wild, bro.
With all due respect, to all the Black Panthers out there, it is a cat suit.
She looked like she needed a whole week's worth of food challenges. She was skinny as fuck in that video.
Hey.
I know I ain't too buff, but I could have filled that shit out, my nigga. Like that, she looked crazy in that.
For all my 35 and up women out there, if you approach me in a cat suit, you know what I'm saying? You got my attention.
If she had approached me in that cat suit, she would have kept walking past me. Oh God, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, no, I ain't trying to be like stuck up or nothing like that. I have a preference, and
I get it.
more cushion for the pushing. You know?
Right. Respect. I'm with that too. I like the cushion.
You know?
I like my shit snuggly.
If it don't wiggle, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
you know, let's get into it.
yeah.
So Wakanda, the Wakanda show that came out on Disney Plus is called Eyes of Wakanda. So I've been waiting for this because I heard the reports about it coming out. I'm real deep in the news on basically the leaks and what the guys are trying to predict that what these shows are going to be. So I was really into it. Listening to all of the information that Kevin Feige and other people put out, and they did give out certain information. So when I heard about Wakanda Forever coming out, I heard that it was...
What information did you hear? Wait, before you even get into that, we got to make sure we get it right. I hope you took your shoes off.
Oh,
at the door,
shit, we
because
fucking
you
up.
already know.
That's on me.
Shot time.
And this one is my fault. We take turns having fun.
No. It's all good. Listen,
Hey.
You were simply giving your honest opinion before you got into your review. We're going to give y'all 5 seconds to get up on this clear note. I can see you.
No
Can you
slander.
see me? You know what I'm talking about? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go.
Get your shit
Shot
ready.
time. Whoa. Gotta put hair on the baby's chest.
All
Okay.
right. So where were we at?
So, we're getting into the Eyes of Wakanda.
All right.
And
So
what NA thought.
you asked me what I heard.
No, yeah. Actually, that was what I wanted. That's why I wanted to stop you. What did you hear? Because I didn't hear anything about it. This was a surprise project to me. Personally, I didn't know anything about it coming into it. I saw the trailer for it like everybody else did who's tapped in, and I honestly just waited till it came out. And then when it did come out, I was like, oh, we definitely got to review that.
Well,
and I couldn't wait to watch it. I watched it twice already, possibly even 3 times.
So how I learned about it.
What'd you hear about it?
Shout out to E-Man Reviews. If any of you guys want to get in the loop on what's coming out and what
Like spoiler type shit?
No, not spoilers. What the studio execs are saying is coming out and what their potential plans on from their mouth, not
Like
from
before-
a third party.
Before Marvel dropped the trailer.
Absolutely.
So
Then I would go to E-Man Reviews because he does the hard work for me. he follows all of these sources, internal and external from the business, and he compiles it all up. So they were saying that it was going to deal with time travel. It was going to deal with ancient Wakanda before T'Challa, and no, T'Challa was not going to be in it. So I believe it was. Those are the three characters.
I didn't hear this information prior to.
Right.
Had I heard this information, I would have been hesitant as fuck to watch.
I was livid. I was upset. I was upset because number one, when they said they're going to be dealing with time travel, my first thought was, well, why the fuck can't y'all go back in time and save T'Challa?
Or why can't we go back in time to T'Chaka? Like, there's more than one. The Black Panther persona or what have it is a lineage thing, right? So it gets passed down through the mantles. So why can't they just go? Why couldn't they go back and do it? I mean, I'm not mad at what they did, but that was also one of the things I was thinking about. But anyway, not to step on you. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. I like it. I like when you chime in and give your take because sometimes it gives me perspective. Just don't let me lose my train of thought, though, because I will do that. And for y'all don't know out there, you know, I like to rock my beard because when I don't, I look young, but I'm old. I'm old as hell. You know what I mean?
I'm not. I'm old as you think I am.
Yeah, he's a
Take
Y.
a guess.
He's a YG. I'm an OG. But that gives y'all a balance on the perspective of two individuals that have common interests. Not exactly the same interests, just shared interests. But with the Eyes of Wakanda, when I heard that, I was livid. I was upset. I had a lot of questions, and I went into it with a hate and bad intent, to say the least.
Okay.
And for all of you guys out there, this is going to be a full spoiler review. So if you haven't watched it yet, just take this right here and turn it off after this. After Lucky says this, and I say mine, turn it off after this. So Lucky, did you think Eyes of Wakanda was good or bad?
Eyes of Wakanda was a revelation.
Is that good or bad?
It was good.
Okay, same for me. I thought it was good. So if you haven't watched it yet, turn it off right here.
It gets a shot.
Yeah, turn it off.
It gets a shot.
Right. That's why we took one from the jump, but we take one from the jump anyway.
Yeah,
but turn it off right
count.
here, and then spin the block and come back. You know what to do, and we're going to get into it. So, starting now, we're going to get into it. And we're going to go episode by episode.
Go ahead. Starting off. Let's go. What did you think? Episode what? It starts off with...
Well, number one, it's a 4-episode series, so there's only 4 episodes. Each episode is roughly 28 to 30 minutes when you include
I'm gonna say it
opening.
pissed me off because Ironheart got more episodes, and that shit was terrible. Terrible.
I don't think Ironheart was terrible, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But check this out.
Bad taste in my mouth.
We'll get it at the end of this. Remind me. We'll circle back around to Ironheart because a lot. Anyway, so what was I saying, man?
Episode what?
Yeah, episode 1. Let's start it out. So episode 1 starts out in this is what I was saying. It's 4 separate stories.
Yeah.
So the way they rolled it out, and I don't know if you guys ever saw the Predator Killer of Killers that was on Hulu.
Dope.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Shot.
Matter of fact, you want to do that on our next review?
We can throw that in
After Gen V, Killer of Killers.
When they come out with
Hey, you know what? Let us know. Let us know if you want to hear a Killer of Killers.
Late, it already happened. What Predator thing is coming out next?
Badlands. And I already told you, November. I told you, that's the movie I'm going to go
Okay, yeah, we'll do it next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like episode 8 or something, we'll do it.
Right. But, in Predator Killer of Killers, that was 4 separate stories that culminated into one big story. And it all kind of makes sense. So when we get the first story, we go into meeting the Wakanda, the girl, I think her name is Nani in Wakanda, and she's sent out as a war dog.
She's ex-Dora Milaje.
Ex-Dora Milaje. So So if you guys don't know the difference between the Dora, there's another term for the war dogs that they use. It's called the Ubuntu Gate. I'm getting that shit all wrong. That shit is wrong. But whatever they called it, I can't say it. And this is why, no, for real, this is why I put the business into it. This is why the business changed the name to the War Dogs. Because whatever name they had from the source material, yeah, whatever the name was from the source material,
you are a war dog.
It wasn't easy to pronounce.
Terrible.
So they,
Eyes of Wakanda is terrible.
Exactly. So they went with War Dogs because they felt like that was easier for everybody to pronounce. Just say that they're the War Dogs. Now the Dora Milaje, you know, it's easier, that runs off the tongue. There's probably like a think tank.
Yeah, that's a cold ass name, like Dora Milaje. That sounds like somebody's name.
But the original name that they had
that's African, like Dora
for the spies, which they call the War Dogs, is easier for us to say. Is kind of like, it's got a Dora Milaje ring, but it's not the same thing. It's much more difficult, and it don't roll off the tongue as nice. The Dora Milaje sounds like some expensive African garb.
Yeah, I noticed it seems like a lot of the names that they have on here, like the Wakandan names, they just kind of came up with and try to keep them short and sweet, like easy to pronounce, roll off the tongue type of thing. The names that they have that they're given, them shits be long.
Right. So
Easier to digest. This is really easy to digest. If you're not a huge Marvel fan, but you like Wakanda, you can pick it up real smooth, nice and easy. You don't have to know the backstory. You don't have to read comic books. None of the shit that I don't like doing, you don't gotta do that.
But the reason why I'm saying this, because back in the day, these were your Black Panther comic books. I think this came out in the 60s. If somebody knows about this, let me know in the comments. Black Panther's fighting a white guy that comes to Africa to invade. You see another one? Black Panther is in the streets, slaughtering, going to war with gangs in the streets. You know, it's real cliche titles and themes. We get to this one right here. Black Panther fighting the KKK. And then we get to this one right here. This is a precursor, but that's a precursor to the Warmonger series. And that's when they started to go into a more Wakandan-esque story. And then we get the first visual Warmonger. So this is the visual
of Killmonger.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Look. That's how Killmonger looked before Michael B. Jordan.
Hey, forgive me, y'all. You see what? I didn't read them. I was drawing the pictures. But that's Killmonger. But the reason why I point that out is because when this whole story takes place and you come to see it, like you said revolutionary?
A revelation.
A revelation. You see the significance that Michael B. Jordan Killmonger plays into it. So if you want to get into you want to do the first episode, or you want me to narrate it and you give me your opinion, or how you want to do this?
You have a lot more to say on it.
You know what? I'd rather narrate it and then you give me your opinion and I just chime in.
Yeah, that would
because
work
honestly,
better.
I don't have an opinion.
That would work better. That's how we're gonna do this one.
No. I'm talking about when you go watch the movies.
When I go watch the movies.
Or if you go watch a movie or listen to a song or eat some food, I'm like, there's a lot of things that go in my mind when I consume it and when I make a judgment that probably don't go in a lot of people's mind. So some people is just trying to enjoy the moment. So see, for me,
I'm an enjoy the moment kind of nigga.
I don't
your
enjoy
previous
the moment.
work shouldn't have anything to do with this because you're not playing the same character. You know what I mean? If you were rapping, you're not gonna do the same things that you did on your last album on your next album because you know what works and what didn't by the reaction you get when you play it. So the same thing with movies. I go into them with the simple enjoyment factor. I'm aware of this character or this person, this actor. Let me go check out their work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So to piggyback off what he said, the Black Panther franchise was non-existent. The movie came out in terms of movie. It was existent in terms of the graphic novel, but in movies, it was nothing.
They had to
the movie came out, and the first movie created the benchmark.
They stuck that shit in. You notice that?
Yeah, they stuck the landing like a motherfucker.
No, I said they snuck it in.
Oh,
Yeah, first it was a Civil War, and it was like, where's the shit at? No, Age of Ultron. oh, it's in somewhere in Wakanda. Oh, it's in Wakanda.
Right.
And then they went there to get the
No,
vibranium.
it was silver. It was. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They didn't sneak it in.
They
It was.
snuck it in. They snuck in Wakanda. They didn't in vibranium. That was our first introduction in the MCU.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Remember, I was saying it's about being able to watch the movies and not do your homework. So in the first phase, they was able to brilliantly execute that.
Yeah.
Because
We were just enjoying the movies.
right, and they were able to in Age of Ultron bring in the idea of vibranium, and then in Civil War they let you know, okay, the vibranium come from Wakanda, and this dude Black Panther is from Wakanda. You know, trying to get his vibranium back, and he on a mission to.
No, in the movie Black Panther, that's when he was on the mission to get his vibranium back from Claw.
No.
Because he didn't say shit to the Avengers about the vibranium that they got or that they stopped Ultron from getting from Claw.
In Civil War, who was Black Panther going after? He was only
going
after
after Bucky because he thought he blew up his dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was on a
had
revenge
nothing to do
mission.
with vibranium.
No. I said I said that the reason why. Well, I probably said it wrong, but mainly, and when we get to this, you'll see that the reason why the Wakandans interact with the outside world is one or two reasons, and mainly one reason, and it's to get the vibranium back, or to kind of.
No, that's exclusively why they interact with the outside world in this show. The only reason they interact with the outside world is because they're trying to get back the vibranium that has fucking miraculously fallen all over the world, or had been stolen or dispersed.
Let's get into that.
Okay.
Let's hold that. Let's put a pin in that, and we'll circle back.
All right.
Because now we're gonna talk. After we go through each episode, we're gonna talk about why they did it and what this means.
So
let's go with the
one.
first episode. So episode one. Episode one is called Into the Lion's Den. So the way episode one rolls out is where they have this guy. Do you remember his name?
No.
Damn.
He's the lion.
He's the lion.
That's what his name is. He's the lion. He got the lion mask. He's the lion. You don't even really see his face like that.
So we start out in
Until the
Wakanda,
end,
and we got this girl named Nani. And then the director of the Dora Milaje tells Nani to do what?
Go back out there go out into the world because she's never been outside the Wakanda. Everybody in Wakanda has never been outside of Wakanda. So she tells Nani, go outside of Wakanda, go see old boy.
Who's the lion?
Go see the lion, get our merch back. And if you got to, put him down.
Right. And then she also tells Nani, which is the Wakandan girl, who is she's a failed Dora Milaje?
No, she got kicked out because she was stubborn and hard-headed. She liked to follow her own path. She didn't see fit to follow the orders of the Dora Milaje. She just wanted to do her shit. Which, the
Coincidentally, they got a spot for those type of people in Wakanda, and they're the spies called the Dog of War.
Dogs of War. Those are the people that go around outside of Wakanda, live their lives outside of Wakanda, and secretly retrieve Wakanda, vibranium. That's all they're doing.
We'll circle back to that point.
But that's what they do though. They go out and go get vibranium.
We'll circle back to that.
Okay.
But so in 1260 BC, this is where this story takes place. We don't know how long Nani has been out, but we can tell by the way she looked when she left Wakanda and how she looked when the lion shows up on the pier in Crate of 1260 BC. She looks pretty much the same, so you can roughly assume like maybe
she got straight to her mission.
Yeah. She was able to get to it fast.
Yeah.
So
which isn't the same case for most people, which we'll circle back to.
Right. So apparently the lion was able to recruit all of these fighters from distant lands. It looks like he has a Viking, a samurai, a Samoan, Polynesian, Tongan, some type of islander. It could even be a guy from New Zealand, but one of those guys from those islands that
and some type of desert folks. Because
Arabian
of the rap.
The head rap.
It's not necessarily Arabian. We don't want to assume.
Yeah, we don't want to assume that. But he is somebody that lives in a region where they need to keep their head and eyes covered with a turban and some type of facial garb.
Scarf guard.
Yeah.
Scars guard.
Right. So that's his team, and Nani is able to not successfully, but figure out where he's located and what's going on. Now her mission is to retrieve the lost vibranium, but it looks like that the Lion has amassed a whole armada, a sea fleet of...
Bro got a whole fucking swarm. Let's just say that. A swarm in the sea. To the point where it looks so massive that nobody wants to even deal with him.
And we talking about 1260 BC.
They see him coming and they just assume the worst. They run, they don't want to fight. It's that type of deal.
Right.
And he put it up on villages.
And here's my thing. Shout out to Masters of the Nerdiverse. You guys tune in to Mike G, Tudione, and B-Dub. But everybody is a little bit of nerd in their own right. I'm a nerd with basketball, boxing, and like science and the age of antiquity. Now the age of antiquity is very important to me. 1260 BC is... That's just like history. It's a particular point in time.
Okay.
But
like
that's
the industrial period or like the medieval
pre-industrial, pre-industrial. Like a lot of the stuff that
I suck at history.
A lot of the stuff that relates to the Bible and these tales about the gods and Odin and all that stuff. So a lot of the BC, early AC, that really
early Greece type shit.
Not just early Greece. We talking about before the unification of Lower and Upper Egypt. It's like I'm talking about old shit. But anyway,
okay,
so
proceed.
what this look? So we start here at 1260 BC. Nani's out. She finds the lion in crate, which is going to be important. We'll circle back around to later. And then she successfully able to defeat the lion and only able to retrieve one vibranium artifact and bring it back.
Loot cache.
He had a whole loot cache.
Not
just a loot cache, but he had a whole team. And it was revealed in that first episode that like not only is Nani she's not the first war dog that was sent out to get the lion, but she's one of many. And none of the other war dogs have returned. They put her on the mission because she's the only one who hasn't been trained by the lion. So the lion used to be a war dog.
And that's the big reveal. Boom, boom, boom.
Right. So at the end of the episode, and this is what kills me. No, it doesn't what kills me. This is what got me. This is what got me like really my mind swirling. And for me, when I'm confused and I don't know what's going on, that's a good thing because that's the writers keeping me on the edge of my seat and keeping me expecting. The unexpected is right around the corner because I don't know what to think. At the end of the episode, she defeats the lion, kills the lion, and take one of those back, right? But the way they rolled the episode out, they didn't point out the spoilers like I did. I had to go back and watch it the first time, get the reviews from the nerd videos, and then watch it, and then go, oh, and then watch it again. But she was able to go back and then give the stuff back to the director, and the director said that she always wanted her to be a war dog because of, like Lucky said earlier, she couldn't follow orders and war dogs are better off on their own, blah 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 blah. But the
director knew eventually she would become a war dog, but she needed her. Basically, you can't be a war dog without asking to be a war dog type shit. Like, you gotta say the secret phrase, almost. I don't want to be here anymore. They'll send you on a mission and see if you come back. And if you come back, they want to see if you want to go back. And if you want to go back, then they'll be like, all right, you got that war dog in you. So they'll put you on the team. Otherwise, you're a Wakanda and you just live in the village, or you can serve the door Melage, or
cook food, you be a cook.
Most of them serve the military though. Like most of the people who even get considered to be war dogs are from different tribes, and that's the other thing. Not everybody is from the same tribe. As we saw, they have the mining tribe, the water tribe,
right,
and so on and so forth. So that's the end of episode 1. That's pretty much how it ends. Is
all right.
her giving her the artifact and saying and completing her mission, and the captain saying, "You got that war dog in you. Let's put you on the team."
So now, let me ask you a question. Can you remember how you felt after watching episode 1 for the first time? And let me answer it first, because I can remember how I felt.
Okay.
After watching episode 1 the first time, I saw the story, I saw the lion, and I thought I knew it was going to happen. I went in there like, oh, okay, we got the big dog, the lion. She going to have to work her way up. He got underbosses. She going to have to take one out at a time. They got 4 episodes. He got 4 underbosses. I see it. But no, in the first episode, she kills all the underbosses, kill the lion, go back to Wakanda. They tell her she's a war dog, whatever. And at the end of the episode, I'm like, all right, so what we gonna do now? Like, I'm like, because I like the way they were able to tell a concise story in a finite amount of time. It made sense and it was good. But that one story left me wanting more from it. So now, from that one episode, I want more. Like the lion, I want more of his backstory. I need to know more about the lion. I like the lion.
He was hard.
Right. So do you remember how you felt after watching the first episode?
After watching the first episode, immediately I was thinking to myself, here we go with the MCU bullshit again. She OP as fuck. She go down there and take out. Bro got a whole fucking fleet of people. She ain't got to fight nobody. As long as she take out the 4 main people and sneak around the ship, finesse her way through the thing, all of a sudden, she only gets to fight the main boss. It was the fucking craziest, weirdest thing. I like the show, but that shit was fucking bullshit. And then again, she's ex-Dora Milaje, so it's not like she even out there training and getting down still. Like, what are we talking about? Meanwhile, you got the lion who's been fighting these wars across the lands. Everybody reveres him as a god. Drip the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, bro had that shit on.
His drip was clean. Yo, he had
Everything was clean.
He had a
Everything was clean. His weaponry.
Hey, what's that shit called? It's like a robe, almost like a robe cape type joint.
It was a cape.
But it had sleeves though.
Nah, it didn't have no sleeves.
It did.
When he whipped that, did it have sleeves?
Look.
It don't even matter though.
Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up right now.
But
Look,
like I
he
said,
right
bro
here.
had it on.
Look.
Nah, see,
Oh,
look,
yeah,
it had
you're
no
right.
sleeves. It had that was.
It's
gold
almost
customs
like a
and
cape
his bands and
poncho.
shit. Yeah.
It's like a cape poncho, but it looked like it's made out of
Yeah,
vibranium.
come over the top.
But he used the motherfucker as a weapon, and when it hit the ground, it made an impact like the shit was hard. Also, around the drip where you would normally zip the shit up, it's like lion teeth. The shit is clean. I liked the
Like
lion.
I said, he was cool. I felt like it just they rushed through it, and I see why, because they were trying to get somewhere. So with it being 4 episodes and me not knowing anything going into it, I was more curious as to what was about to happen next, who was about to pop out, if anybody was going to be tied into the main MCU, because I wanted this to be a standalone Wakanda story. We didn't need anybody tied in, but I know how they like to shoehorn people in just for the sake of shits and giggles. So I was extremely happy that even though it tied back to the MCU with Black Panther and Killmonger, which we'll get into, it was a good start to a grander story, and I appreciated it. Visually, I was kind of blown away just by the action and the animation. It looked great. I was happy. I was thoroughly looking forward to episode 2.
And like you told me off screen, but when we talked earlier, you was like, you didn't like the fact that there wasn't a lot of blood and gore. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the first episode, I was so into the story, I didn't notice it. But after I watched the spoilers, and then I went back the second time looking for details, I definitely noticed, like, okay, there is, like, after the first episode, I was like,
it's not
look.
just blood and gore. Even in a later episode, when 2 people are intimate, they make their shadows be intimate. They don't make them be intimate.
Well, what I mean by
saying?
that, there's scenes
It's
where,
like rated G as fuck. Like,
but remember the scene where somebody gets stabbed in the head with an axe, and you see the axe stab him in the head, but you don't see the blood. It's like back in the day when you got Mortal Kombat on Nintendo, and you had to like go in the settings to put the blood features on.
It was like watching Mortal Kombat on Nintendo.
Yeah, so there were death scenes, and you saw the death. You just don't, you can't feel the death
a lot of the
because
death was off screen too.
A lot of
the death was off screen.
If it was
a lot.
the only thing they would give you is a stab.
All the episodes.
Stab. I guess
the Disney stab where you grab the
stabs are okay with Disney.
This guy grabs the weapon and flips it around and stabs the bad guy.
Yeah. Then the eyes get bucked like.
I'm sorry, brother. Like you made me do this.
But you want to start episode 2?
All right, episode 2. What the fuck happened?
Look, I got the outline right here. It's called.
Episode 2. Okay, episode 2 starts off. We're in, Greece?
Yeah, we're in Greece.
We're fighting the Trojan War, the great battle with, what's the boy name? Troy?
Achilles.
The ankle master himself. So, Big Achilles is stomping through with a new black dude, and the only black dude in the ranks, which is kind of odd. It throws you off immediately. You're like, oh, he must be the Wakandan. This is weird, not historically accurate, but who the fuck knows, right? We weren't there. It's not what the white people told us. So, we watching, and they're trying to storm through Greece to get to the other side. And who they're trying to fight? Who's
the Trojans.
The Trojans and the Greeks are trying to fight, right? I always get them confused. So
that's not our history.
There's a battle going on. The Greeks are about to push through the gates. They fail, but the whole time, what's his name? What's the Wakanda guy's name? The
Memnon.
Memnon. What's bro Wakanda name? Baku. So Big Baku, he is looking through the.
More than one binocular.
Nobody said that. I'm just saying like it's part of the same. You tell he's Wakanda. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he's looking for something particular, and once he's looking through, he finds it. Boom. He knows where to go. Now, the Greeks are trying to get through. They can't. They fail. Long story short, they retreat and decide to go with the Trojan horse plan thanks to Odysseus. Well, basically, one of the Greek guys says, hey, let's use this giant horse. Tell them we give up. We'll hide inside. And these niggas is dumb. They gonna believe it.
Basically, if y'all don't know the story of the Trojan War, then it's just.
And if you've never seen the movie Troy with Brad Pitt.
Motherfuckers hiding in the. It's like, it's a backdoor lick. You hide in the horse. You know what I'm saying? You get a horse as a gift. They be like, oh shit, thanks for the gift. And then niggas pop out on the, you know what I'm saying, open up the door and let the rest of the motherfuckers in. That's basically what happened. That's the original backdoor lick.
But with this right here, what they did was they decided to go with a different story. And what happened was Memnon, Baku, they finally get in, right? But Troy gives up the position on accident. He's fucking around. Achilles, he gives up the position on accident. So now they start killing people. They're rushing to get to the king and queen. Once they kill them, the war is over in their eyes. What Achilles doesn't know is Baku is on a mission to get this jewel from the queen.
And that's the Helen of Troy, if y'all know y'all history.
So Baku dips off on a side mission while Achilles is fighting, and he goes to get the piece. He gets it and tells the king and queen, hey, y'all can Bob, just give me the gold. She gives it to him. They get to leaving. In the process, Achilles shows up, thinks that Baku was really the traitor that his boy Odysseus was telling him about, and he's like, hey, you fucked up. I thought you was part of my team, blah, 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 blah. He feels betrayed.
Right.
Baku, who can't reveal his mission because that's the thing about these war dogs. You can't.
Well, you a spy.
You can't.
You a spy.
Yeah, you're a spy. Basically, you can't talk about the mission, and you can't come home until you complete the mission, which is super fucked up. But that's why Baku spent 9 years with Achilles. just wandering through the desert and getting to the place where he needed to be in order to find this piece for Wakanda. So, once he does all that, they get to fight because, like I said, Achilles feel hella betrayed. They scrap it. He reveals, Baku reveals his Wakandan technology. Troy's big pissed because he's like, if anybody gonna have this power, it belongs with Greeks. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna take this power and run. If anything, we captured this since we didn't get the king and queen. So Baku like, bro, this is my ticket home. I can't give you that shit. They get into it. Baku end up killing them with the ankle stab, which is weird. It was a weird move to use in that particular moment, but it did the job, so fuck it. I'm not even mad at it. I'll stab a nigga ankles too if it was life or death. That's just what it is. So that happened. Baku grabs his stuff, he goes home, back to Wakanda. He's home, and 6 months in, he just don't feel home. He like, I'm not feeling it, and he's talking to Nani. Nani at this point is eye patched up with gray hair. Nani lost her eye, which we failed to mention, in the fight with the lion. She did defeat him, but she lost the fucking eye in the process. That's how much of a dog the lion was. You dig? No misquote intended. But, so that happened. They're talking, and he's like, I really don't want to be here no more. I really want to be back out the room. So she tells him, all right, well, you're a war dog already. Just don't forget where your purpose lies, because you could get lost out there. She basically warning him not to become another version of the lion. And so that was episode 2.
All right. So again, I'm gonna go with how I felt at the end of episode 2. Well, first, I'm gonna go with when I saw episode 2. So after episode 1, I'm coming to it confused, like, all right, what we doing? Because obviously this dude's not the big bad guy. Are we working up to a bigger bad guy? And, you know, how do we connect? So good thing is that they released them all at once, because I'm immediately like, don't think about it, just go to episode 2.
Right.
If they made me wait a week on that, I would have tore my brain up.
Yeah, that part. I was just thinking,
you know what I mean?
Bro, that
so
week would have been crazy.
They went straight into episode 2. So I was able just to relax and go to episode 2, let my brain shut up and absorb what was going on.
Yeah.
Now immediately when he mentioned, I saw what was going on. They didn't mention a time frame. So in episode 1, they had a specific time. In episode 2, they didn't.
No timeline.
There was no timeline. And then when they mentioned Achilles, when they mentioned Achilles, I'm like, oh, all right. This is Achilles from the Trojan War. All right. Now, at that particular moment, I vaguely have memories of what happened in the Trojan War, but I wasn't specific. But I kind of knew, like, all right. And I know from the comic book point of view, they Marvel always do a take. They do the Marvel take on, established history and say, like, yeah, but what really happened is that this was but y'all ain't really know. So, if you know the story, or if you watch Troy with Brad Pitt, there was this guy named Agamemnon that Brad Pitt hated, but he was apparently the king. In ancient history, this dude Agamemnon was supposedly, because this is a fictional story, and the reason why they didn't put a date on this story is because they said it takes place between somewhere between 12 and 1300. And then if we go by the...
Nah, they didn't put a date on it, so how
they
can they say it takes place between...
No, I'm talking about
the initial...
I'm talking about real life history. So the story is inspired off real life history, so they gotta line it up. So like you said, at the end of the episode, Nani had the gray hair.
Yeah.
So I was assuming, like, all right, maybe 40 years, 40, maybe 50 years have passed. Nani may be 60, 70 years old.
60-ish, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if the first episode took place in 1260 and you add 40 years to it, that'll be around the 1300s, because it's supposed to be around that time. So let's just say the 1300s. So we do a 30-year time jump from episode 1 to 2. And this is me after the second time watching it, because after the first time I just absorbed it and got the story, and it was just like, oh, okay, This is the one Wakandan take on the Trojan War story. But then after further investigation, I learned that, Mimmom, the character who was what you say his name was again? What his Wakandan name?
Baku.
Baku.
Yeah.
Bakru.
Baku.
Baku is the nigga from the Wakandan movie, the Black Panther movie.
Nah.
Baku.
Nah, that's fuck, what's bro name?
His name is Baku because that's my favorite.
It's not Baku.
It ain't. But anyway, whatever his name is, hey, y'all go watch it and come in the comments and tell us what the name is.
It's not
But
Baku.
I can't remember these African names.
Oh shit, what's bro name?
You know what I mean?
That's gonna fuck me up.
Hey, but
That's why we got research.
yeah, but anyway, that I was like, oh, okay, they take on the Trojan War, but then I couldn't remember anything. So at the end of the second episode, I sat for a while before I turned on the third episode, and I was trying to relate the first and second episode. There was no relation besides the fact, like you said, they're going to get the vibranium back.
Yeah.
There
Baku.
is- No, his name is M'Baku.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the other dude name is?
Ah shit, I don't fucking know, bro. I ain't looked it up.
Just put Mimmom Wakanda, Eyes of Wakanda, Memon. So when you look at it in the actual the Troy movie, there was a character Agamemnon. Brad Pitt, which is Achilles, hated Agamemnon, but according to the legend, Agamemnon was the king of ancient Ethiopia type area, because it wasn't called that at the time, and it probably wasn't that specific location, so it's very vague and hazy. But the way the Marvel spent it was that Mimmom was close friends with Achilles, and they were Bakai was his name, but they were both they were both there to stop the Trojans. So in the first episode, we saw that a rogue Wakandan with vibranium was the bad guy. In the second episode, we see that the Trojans
Nobody was really
are the bad guy. But then at the end of the episode, you find out that nobody's the bad guy. Bakai is just trying to get the necklace from Helen of Troy. And then when we see Helen of Troy and her husband,
trying to get home.
whoever they are, they're like really no threats. They just happen to stumble upon a vibranium artifact, and Bakai was there to seize it, you know. But there is a war going on between Greece and Troy.
Correct.
So, and then Greece comes from the area where Turkey is. And then Troy, modern day Troy is, let's look that up.
Quick history lessons with NA.
Yeah,
Things you should know. Boom, boom, boom.
random facts. If you ever on Jeopardy, where's modern day Troy?
Things you should know with NA.
All right.
History of Troy versus Greece. This is why you should watch the movie. Troy versus
It's
Greece.
located in northwest Turkey.
So you're right.
So on the coast. So it's really not that far. So these are like two like neighbors kind of going to war. Greece and Troy. Troy's on the coast, and they're like built up on these mountains and these walls, and they're like enabled to siege. Hence that they had to sneak in the Trojan horse and open the gates. But the take that they had, so in the movie Troy, Achilles gets shot in the ankle by a chick, and I can't remember who the chick was, but you know he got shot in the ankle from a distance.
Prince's new girlfriend.
It probably was Helen of Troy, because Helen of Troy is a very important character in the story.
But she was the one who switched sides, though, wasn't she?
Well,
she was sleeping with Achilles.
The whole reason why the battle took place is because
One of two stories.
there's two kings, and there are two kingdoms going to war with each other, and they're like they're far but kind of near. But the daughter, according to one side, the daughter wanted to marry one of the sons over here. It's like a Romeo and Juliet story.
Yeah.
But according to this side, the son kidnapped the motherfucker and it was like, yeah, you my bitch now.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? So depending on what side of history you are on, you're gonna tell your side of the story. The only people that know is the motherfuckers that was actually there. The female, she probably know more than anybody. The female and the dude who being accused, you know, and they been dead long time ago. But anyway, this is the Wakandan story. So this is the Wakandans coming in like, actually, this is what happened. And then they say like, so we had a war dog operative in the field. His name is Bakai. He goes to get the vibranium necklace from Helen of Troy, and we come to find out with the nerd's help that vibranium necklace from the Helen of Troy is actually just a part to a generator and a motor for a Wakandan like fan or something, or a boat.
No, it was a cord. It was the fan piece was the tongue.
No, the fan piece was the tongue, but the necklace was a part to a generator.
Yeah, supposedly. We don't even come to find out though.
Like all these little things, they're little little.
We didn't find out.
Like if
shout out to New Rock, not New. Screen Rant.
Like when I upgraded my refrigerator, I had to throw the old refrigerator out, but I had to take off the doors and all this shit. So any little piece of the old refrigerator, if it was vibranium, that kind of, you know, got mysteriously misplaced, you know, outside of my home, now I gotta go back to find it. If it's a screw, if it's a piece of the shelf, you know, somebody done took, I gotta go back and get it.
That's the basis of this.
You know what I mean?
Series.
So I at the end of the second episode, I was looking like, okay, this is Wakanda's take on modern history.
Yeah, because they weren't involved in any of this shit. They're just looking for their shit. So whenever they go looking for their shit, this is what they had to do to get it back, and this is what they saw. This is their report.
Right. So the third episode,
which is a crazy outlook on history.
Right.
I think somebody who's never been involved with history don't deal with nothing, and they only know about what they've been through in history.
Recorded from their perspective.
And they people, like, they only go out every now and then to go do some shit and come back, and they're giving out what they know, and it's only little snippets.
I'll circle back to that point too. Let's get to the third episode. Now the third episode, I'll start this one out. This takes place. The last episode we said at 1300. This takes place at 1400. And this is a more light-hearted, easygoing episode. It's not too much to explain. Basically, it goes like this. We start out in 1400 China, right? And we got another war dog out here. His name is Basha. I remember this because it's not even that serious. It's more lighthearted. Basha, he find a Chinese girl. He get with her. But he's out there to find a particular Wakandan artifact that the war dogs go out there to do. And he finds that the artifact is a tongue inside of a dragon. So he's trying to take the tongue out, but the vibranium tongue, the dragon tongue is stuck. So he just takes the whole dragon, you know, he's able to get it and bounce out. But little do you know that, you know, the Iron Fist of that area, they from that fucking village, and they need that fucking statue back. So they get in a big ass fucking fight. Like they somehow, well, we come to find out in that episode that Wakandans got, in the 1400s, Wakandans got motherfucking airplanes that look better than the ones we got right now.
Wakandans had technology that surpassed everything that the world had currently by maybe 100 years, even more.
So with that being said, we learned that the little Chinese female that he got with is actually the Iron Fist of the village, and if Basha had just told her from the beginning, like, hey baby, I'm a nigga from Wakanda, I'm really a spy, I'm here to get that little thing, you know what I'm saying? If I happen to do some bullshit, baby, don't even, like, that's how a regular nigga would approach it. But you got to remember, these are Wakandans and these are war dogs. When you spy, first of all, nobody knows about Wakanda. So to come out, and that's like an elf coming to a female and saying like, hey, baby, I'm really an elf from the North Pole. Santa told me to keep it on the low. Like, it ain't going.
Use your phone real quick.
They gonna be like, hey, let me stop you there. I'm gonna walk away now. But so you can't really reveal it. So I understand why he didn't reveal it. But basically, the Iron Fist defeats him, and she shows him that all you need to do, all you need to do is tell her, because she was able to infiltrate Wakanda and get into Wakanda. So what the MCU is establishing, the MCU, not Marvel Comics, is that the first person that was able to get into Wakanda outside of a Wakandan without permission is the immortal Iron Fist, which is Junie. It's not to mix with that other female Iron Fist with the swords. I don't remember her name. Not her. But it's Junie. They got a whole new character, which I like, because it'll create a whole big plot hole, because that female with the swords doesn't come from the same year as Junie. Then you have to say that female then live hundreds and hundreds of years, which is not something the Iron Fist do, which I like that. So they introduced a new Iron Fist from the 1400s, and yeah, it was very lighthearted and playful, and it was all about, you know,
being honest with your partner.
Yeah, being honest with the person you really fucking with. And I like it. It was lighthearted. And not just your partner, not your partner that you fucking with, like, romantically, but your partner you doing business with. Because remember, the dude, he was doing
Captain Evo.
Captain Evo. If he was honest with Captain Evo, with what was going down,
Evo would have helped him out.
Exactly.
Like,
and just
whole,
like if
the
he
whole
was,
shit would have been easy, 1, 2, 3, but he wanted to be on some bullshit, be sneaky, and he fucked the whole thing up. And almost got everybody caught.
But you know what I like? It was a perfect segue to episode 3, which I just realized right now at this point. Episode 4, yeah. Episode 3 was a perfect segue to episode 4, which is, if Wakandans just was a little bit more open with what was going on, you could prevent a lot of the bullshit.
That's a brilliant point. That's a brilliant point.
So you want to go through episode 4?
Okay, so episode 4. So episode 4 starts off with young Prince Tahiri, and what was his coach name?
Ooh.
Okay. So he's out there with the old war dog.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna bring it up to you.
They're trying to retrieve this axe or this artifact. They don't even know what it is. It's an artifact. They know it's Wakandan because that's all that we're doing in the show. So we're past that. So, in the effects of him trying to retrieve this, Big Coach is like, "Hey, relax." Because they're in the middle of a war zone. That's a very important stress. They're in the middle of a war zone. So while that's going on, they're trying to retrieve this artifact from inside of a building before it gets bombed type shit.
Kuda.
Big Kuda.
Big Kuda.
So Coach Kuda is telling them, "Hey, bro, Tahiri, you gotta relax." Tahiri's like, "Nah, I need a legacy." That's his whole thing. I'm trying to be a war dog, and if I can't be a war dog, I need to submit my name in history. Because nobody knows me right now, and they probably won't know me because I need to do something. So here he runs in there, grab the artifact, boom, he out of there.
But don't remember the reason why the war. This is it starts out in 1896. And where they're at strategically is the Italian-Ethiopian War. So it's a big-ass war, and there's a lot of guns. So at this point, they got gunfire.
Which is also a real-life war, right?
Yeah, and then, think about it, they got the Prince. So Big Kuda, he already started the episode being like, on like babysitter status.
Yeah, because you got the Prince.
You got the Prince.
You can't let the Prince get hurt.
So he didn't want to take the Prince into line of fire.
Yeah. And you can't, I mean, but that's the thing though. Kuda was kind of fucked from the beginning. It's a war zone. You're babysitting the Prince, but you also got to retrieve the artifact because you are a war dog and you know your mission and you know how serious this shit is. And Kuda ain't a young man. So they go in, like I said, he got the artifact, boom. Kuda stayed outside because he was just that quick. Like Tahiri was on the move. He wasn't even trying to wait. They get out of there and they on the way back. Now on the way back, they got a Wakandan car. This shit moving. They got a like nice little wheel in the front. Technology is booming for them, right? You can tell by how the car is designed, and the fact that the what was it? The Spaniards who was coming in to invade. Very pretty much
Italians.
It was muskets versus bow and arrows type thing. You know what I mean? It was like
Right.
that's how old the war was. You say 1800s.
1896.
So it's old, right? They already got cars. The Wakandans do. So they're driving back in their car, and then all of a sudden they see a force field pop up, and then boom, a whip get flipped. This bitch pop out of nowhere. She got on a full metal garb. She like an alien. You can tell it's a female by the shape and physique. You know what I mean? But she's breathing all weird. You know what I mean? Moving fast like a panther. But she doesn't look like any of the Black Panthers you've ever seen. She pops out and tells them, "Hey, I'm a Black Panther. I'm a Black Panther from the future." What was her name?
Damn. These names be killing me. These names be killing me.
She
Right.
tells Coach Baku and Tahiri, "Hey, I need this axe. Things is about to happen if I don't get the axe." And then basically she puts her hands on their heads and shows them each a vision of the future. And it's desolate, beat to shit. They're trying to figure out.
The point is, I don't think they say her name. I think the point is they just say that she says she's from the year 2500 and she's a descendant of the T'Challa family line.
And that things was about to go bad. So she, like I said, she shows them the vision of the future. They're spooked.
Let me put a name on it. For all my comic book heads out there, she showed them a vision of the Horde.
And I don't know what the Horde is as far as comic books, but I know in this, it's pretty much scorpion spiders, metal scorpion spiders, and they've invaded the Earth, and Wakanda is the last line of defense. Now, why is Wakanda the last line of defense? I'm glad you asked. Because we, as Wakandans, we decided not to intermingle with the Earth. Because Tahiri stole the axe, that was basically like one of the last few pieces Wakanda needed to stop going out there. So they had no business intermingling with the Earth, and that had a reflective motion through the timelines, because what happened was that axe was supposed to be found by Killmonger in Black Panther, which would have set off the chain of events that led T'Challa to exposing the world to Wakanda. In turn, intermingling with the world, so when it was an actual interplanetary threat, they were able to create a solid defense, and we didn't suffer catastrophic losses. That's
Right.
pretty much what it was. She was trying to prevent everybody from dying. Like, it was like one of those Days of Future Past type things.
It's one of those scenarios where you start out where Wakanda is in a situation to where they're only looking out for themselves, and then we end the story where Wakanda is trying to save the entire world, not just themselves, but everybody.
Yeah.
And the whole reason why this happened is it all is based on the actions that that Eric Killmonger took in the original Black Panther series. So apparently, this axe, which is hinted to be the original axe that the Lion had from episode 1,
Yeah.
that when she fought the Lion from episode 1,
She wasn't able to
remember,
retrieve.
we told you that the Lion had his fleet was an oceanfaring fleet, so it looked like he was on the oceans, more like a pirate. And so when when he died, he set off a bomb and exploded stuff. So that represented not only metaphorically, but actually visually the scattering of the Wakandan artifacts. And one thing that was significant that Nani tried to get from episode 1 was the axe. You saw her try to swim down, but the axe was going down too far. She couldn't breathe, so she swam back up, and she only had the lion mask. Now, fast forward all the way to the last scene of the episode, after Prince Tahiri puts the axe back and apparently resets the timeline, which I'll get into shortly.
Yeah,
after we talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It doesn't. We don't know if they resetted the timeline, which is brilliant, because the series.
Yeah, we do, because it ends with us looking at Killmonger, looking at the. It ends with that scene that we first get introduced to Killmonger in fucking Black Panther.
But that's the narration.
Yeah, the narration says that's what happened.
Yeah, I know, but okay, we'll get into that soon. But it kind of ends on sort of like a cliffhanger, because the way it actually ends is like you got that scene, but it's narrating, telling you that the reason why we were able to. No, the reason why we'll have a chance against the Horde, because they didn't say, because remember, the timeline she came from when he took the axe was the timeline when the Horde already conquered and Killmonger didn't do that stuff, right? So if you put, she doesn't know about any other timelines. So when you put the axe back, right?
Everything's.
And we get to Killmonger, we know what happened after Killmonger. But the MCU hasn't got to the year 2500. So we don't know if those events are going to be significant. No, not just canon, but they're going to, if Wakandan's help is going to be significant enough to stave off the Horde. And when you get into the whole time travel theory.
That's a good fucking observation.
Okay, so it looks like, so when you get into the whole time travel theory.
Because it looks like the what if stuff, hopefully not all of it, but some of the what if stuff might be canon.
Time travel theories. I just need to pull up the chart. I don't need to go to the video, but there's a chart of different paradoxes. So when you get into time travel theory, you gotta pick one of these fucking grand paradoxes. Fuck. All right.
It's a lot of nerd shit.
But
nerd impact overload coming in.
That's right.
5, 4, and 3.
You want to take a shot for this? This could be your own shot. We
All
doing
right.
2 shots. You could do an honorary one.
Honorary shot for Brad's nerd shit.
All right. So when you get into the time travel,
Nerd shit breakdown.
yeah, let's go. So you got to choose of a lot of different paradoxes. You got the, and I'm just gonna go through a few. You got the grandfather paradox. You got the observer's effect paradox. You got the communication paradox, the future knowledge paradox, the temporal display. You got all these different paradoxes. So basically, what you got to choose, like, we don't know what Marvel's choosing because they didn't explain time travel, because we got time travel in Endgame, right?
Correct.
We got it in Loki season 1, season 2.
Of course.
We got it in Deadpool.
Yes. No.
Deadpool 2.
We didn't get time travel in Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Yes.
The fact we got Cable, you got time travel.
Yeah.
We got it in X-Men 97 and the original X-Men. I'm talking about all the stuff that's canon to the MCU, that they're bringing into the MCU, that they're making canon. So, but what they didn't explain is how time travel worked. But based off of all of that, we can only surmise that it is going to be the theory of alternate timelines, to where you can't change this future, but you create a branch reality. So basically what happens is when Prince Tahiri initially took the axe and started on that decision, he immediately created a whole slew of infinite timelines.
Okay.
Right?
I can see that.
So, because there's a lot of things that can happen with that axe situation. You immediately create a whole slew of infinite timelines, right? So when he puts the axe back, right, that's the original timeline when Big Deku took him in there and it was too much shooting, and he was like, look, we got to go back. And Prince Tahiri argued, and Big Deku was like, nah, we got to go back. And Prince Tahiri was like, all right, we going back. And he never took the axe. And everything went according to the plan. But the alternate timeline started when Prince Tahiri argued and went to take the axe. When he argued and went to take the axe, he started a whole new branch reality that created that whole Black Panther thing.
But it was erased when he put
No,
the
it
X
doesn't.
back.
It doesn't erase in when you create a branch timeline. When you create a branch
You
timeline,
can prune the branches, and now you wouldn't think the TVA would come in and prune that branch. It didn't, because here's the thing, even if it didn't, it was the end of time, and the fucking machines were on the way through the time space. So, and that's the other thing, they didn't even explain the time space. She was able to float through time. She couldn't interact with it. She was just able to float through time space. So, even if the machines got through time space, who's to say the Horde? Who's to say they could even interact with it? You see what I'm saying?
well, here's the whole idea. Her whole
So
idea.
It would be, when I say all that to say, it would just be erased.
No. That's not how that works.
It has to be.
No, that's how it works in Back to the Future, where you look at the picture and Marty McFly goes, "Oh, I'm being erased."
But see, that's the thing.
No, that's not how it works in
If
actual
that's not how
quantum
it's-
mechanics.
If that's not how, but who's to say that's how they're?
That's why
Okay.
these are theories; they're not facts. So when you branch it out with logic and reason, right? So let's say me and you are in the alternate timeline right now, right?
Okay.
Right.
Alternate timeline.
No.
alert.
Let's say we're in the original timeline, right?
Okay.
And then me and you.
Original timeline alert.
Let's say I leave right now and go back in time, right?
Okay.
For all you know is I just end up missing.
Correct.
Unless I told you I went back in time, and then for all you know is I went up missing, and the last thing I said is the nigga told me he was about to go back in time. I think that's code for suicide. So for anything, all you know is that I went missing.
Okay.
But let's say I went back in time and I had my cell phone, right? And then with my cell phone, you know, they see that and I become a god and I'm revered. And now in this alternate timeline, right? There's this story about this individual who had the super knowledge individual. And I didn't call myself Nostradamus because that's the motherfucker who used to predict everything back in the day. I didn't call myself Nostradamus because I was aware of these paradoxes. That would be the communication paradox. So instead of doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to beat the communication paradox. And I'm going to say I'm Bradley. Now, in this alternate timeline, there is no more Nostradamus. There is a Bradley. That is now the new term for being a Nostradamus. It's a Bradley. But in your timeline with you right here that did not go back in time, you still exist. You did not disappear. You didn't do anything.
So
you
like Hot Tub Time Machine.
It's I don't know. I never watched the movie, but it's about
like Hot Tub Time Machine.
But when you no. But
Yeah.
see,
You
how
never
does
watched the movie. I know.
No, yeah, but-
From what you're telling me, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
They went
maybe.
back in time. They weren't supposed to change anything. Before they left out, bro changed something. They come back to the future, and everybody in the future don't know they went back in time. They're asking them why they're being weird because they don't understand why things have changed. And bro knows that things changed because he didn't go back in time. He meets them in the future, and he changed everything. And changed their futures and everything like that. You gotta watch it. It's funny, but it's
I gotta watch. I just
interesting movie.
I can't take those actors that
I
play
like
the characters. I like the
half of them.
concept.
Half of them I like, and the other one is
Yeah.
he's tolerable.
Because of you, I watch it.
Lil Dwight, I fuck with
watch
Lil
it.
Dwight a little bit.
All right, but you see what I mean by that?
Craig, I fuck with Craig.
But look, even if I go back in time, let's say I go back in time, right? And I'm on some bullshit, and I'll be like, you know what? I hate this nigga. Or let's say you go back in time, and you on some bullshit, and you be like, I hate this nigga. Because I use myself as an example. Let's say you go back in time this time, like, I hate this nigga. And you go back in time and kill me. You kill like my great-great-grandfather or some shit, which now I can't exist. You create a branch reality where I don't exist. I still exist in this timeline. Everything is not going to disappear because this timeline is not wrapped around me.
That's what they're saying happens in the MCU. That's in the TVA when you fuck with the timeline, the branch timeline thing. What I feel happens.
No.
I'm saying
That's an external factor. That's the TVA coming to actually prune the timeline.
Yeah, because it's creating a branch timeline. But some branch timelines seem to be the way to go because they allow them to happen. If you look at the time stream, but as long as it doesn't go outside the timeline, they don't prune it. So therefore, the shit's still moving linear, but it's still going in and out.
Nah,
See what I'm
that's
saying?
because
Well, not anymore, but
nah, the
now
TVA. Remember, the TVA and all that shit was created by basically Kang the Conqueror, or the He Who Remains.
Yeah.
That is Kang manipulating the time stream so he can have power over time. This is not the natural flow of time. So Kang.
No. But it's going outside of the parameters of the fucking time stream. Is still a bad thing because we saw at the end of Loki season 2. Once it did that,
they can make it to where they can understand it to a broad audience, and they can make it easy and all the movies tie in. You can basically say that whenever you create if you just don't go back in time and you let your life live and whatever happens, and let the natural order of things flow, then reality will work itself out and there will be no incursions because it'll work itself out. But when you start manipulating and nitpicking and doing your own things in there and creating branch realities that are not in flow with the natural order of things, then you're creating possibilities of incursions. And the more and more you do it, that's why I brought up all those shows. This is my theory on what they're doing. The more and more you do it, the more chances you are to creating incursions. And the way the incursions work is once one happened, they all happen. And we already saw, in the Doctor Strange universe, there already was an incursion.
There was one mentioned.
Yeah, because why? Doctor Strange created that branch reality.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, so all of these are theories. None of them are correct. There is no actual.
But here's the crazy part, because I smell it. So that we already fucked with, according to the MCU, we already fucked with the timeline twice, according to everything, because Doctor Strange was around time.
No. If you look at it, see that brings another paradox. What comes before the chicken or the egg? So,
What you mean?
Remember, according to the MCU, not comic book, according to the MCU, right? The first time we saw time travel is when the Wakandans traveled back to 1896. There is no time travel recorded earlier than that in the MCU. Unless we go back to X-Men 97 and we look at the end of that episode, the end of the season, when the X-Men went back to ancient Egypt. Because that's the earliest evidence of time travel.
Okay, so time travel apparently has been going on in the MCU secretly. Maybe that's what, like, one of the things I was telling you earlier off camera, is them little cogs that get introduced, and we don't know that they're part of a bigger picture, but because there's little cogs at the moment, and it seem insignificant, and we don't want to see them, like how the Immortals, they never did. That was the other thing. The fucking glimpses of the heroes and stories we could have got at the end of season 3 of What If were way better than the season 3 What If.
No, season 2 was better than season 3, right?
Hell yeah.
Right.
It just progressively got bad, like Fast and Furious. Just slow.
Yeah, you're right. It progressively got bad, but I'm going to be honest, I just recently watched season 3 of What If like a day ago, because I heard the reviews were so bad, and the outrage and the threat of stoning the movie was so bad that I refused to watch it, because I had to let it.
The movie?
Yeah, I had to let it die down. Now, people said they was gonna actually stone the movie. I didn't know it was possible, but they were lined up to stone the movie.
Shit.
That's how committed they were to trash it.
The TV show?
Yeah, TV show. Yeah. But anyway, so I eventually watched it, and I still skipped the episode. I think it's episode 3 or 4 with Howard the Duck and Darcy, because
it's fucked up, because I hate that they did Darcy like that. I like Darcy. I like the actress. I know a lot of people don't like her for some reason. I guess she's comic relief. But we got Jane, we got Selvig. Who the fuck's supposed to be comic relief? We need comic relief.
Okay, you know what? See,
and she's easy on the eyes. Like, what the fuck more do you want? Like, what more do you want?
Let me do this. Let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. There is a character in the X-Men, and he's in not the classic OG X-Men, but he's one of the later X-Men, the new generation. And for all my X-Men fans out there, his name is Beak. Y'all know Beak. Beak bagged a bad one.
Okay, congratulations.
He's like Howard the Duck, but he looked like a stork mixed with a human. He's like a human version of a stork.
Who's
But
Beak?
he's an X-Man, bro.
Oh,
One of the New Mutants. His name is Beak.
the New Mutants.
Yeah.
Another terrible ass fucking movie. They could have.
Let me show you how Beak look. Hey,
Somebody-
all y'all right now,
hey,
look
listen.
up Beak.
For every dollar New Mutants made, somebody should get punched in the stomach for making it. That's how I feel about New Mutants. No disrespect to the actors and actresses, the director. Actually, yes, to the director.
X-Men, Beak.
Punch the director in the fucking stomach. That movie was so bad. It wasn't even enjoyable bad. Like Street Fighter, or what's another enjoyable bad movie?
That's Beak right there.
Oh, that's supposed to be Birdie, right?
No, that's Beak. He has nothing to do with this. What if they just made that character up? This is
why that looked like the character?
this is what I'm saying.
That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine.
This is what I'm. This,
I'm gonna show you Beak. That's what I imagined. The fucking baby was gonna look like when it hatched.
right.
It didn't look like that. It looked like a fucking Zeus baby. Like it looked like one of the babies from Hercules movies.
See, this is what I'm thinking. Because
They didn't have fucking powers.
look, remember
Jesus Christ.
when you look at it from a business perspective, you got people in the room, and
Wait.
you got the writers. You probably got nerds, and you got business dudes.
Who's more powerful, that bird or fucking Franklin Richards?
Franklin Richards.
Well, look what that bird baby did.
What bird, baby?
You went back and watched the episode, right?
No, not the Howard the Duck. No,
You didn't go back and watch it?
no.
Oh, that baby is powerful as shit, bro. You tripping?
I mean, she
That-
can shoot lasers
no,
out her arms and
That
shit.
baby wiped out their whole fleet. Frost Giants, Xanaranians,
Yeah, that's not.
fucking Skrulls.
That's not more powerful than Franklin Richards. Franklin Richards wouldn't have
Franklin Richards ain't do shit.
Franklin Richards.
Revived his mom.
Franklin Richards wouldn't have to struggle with the Watchers. He wouldn't have to struggle with the Watchers.
I'm not finna get into that. 'Cause I don't. What
Anyway.
you mean with the Watchers? He wasn't.
She was on a whole team of people, and they were struggling with the Watchers.
It's the Watchers, my nigga. What are you talking
The
about?
Watchers aren't the most powerful people in the galaxy, bro.
That's because they ain't fought nobody that powerful yet.
The Watchers are really
And
weak.
it wasn't even like they had a.
Look, the
I ain't
Watchers.
gonna say that. They team. They did have a great team.
All right, so you see,
It was just terribly written.
and that's where
The team was poorly put together and written bad. That first team, though, that was something. Put
Oh.
niggas together in the pub. Everybody get Chinese food. Let's get it together and strategize. We're gonna figure this shit out.
No, but look, this is what I'm saying. Look, the reason why they did that, and the reason why I'm gonna go by the reason why they chose this time travel, because you gotta think of the business people involved. Remember, we're getting the X-Men from Disney. Now, when you get into X-Men, you know how so many type of weird type of characters and type of mashups we talking about. You know what I mean? Like weird shit going on. Like
Yeah.
Beast is actually like fucking this reporter chick. Like a bad one too. Like,
Yeah,
are we
I
getting
saw
into the
that shit,
furries? Like, so we gotta. I
We
guess
have to
because
slowly introduce you and tiptoe, but
no, they gotta. They what they did was they threw that episode in there. This is my opinion to see what level of backlash are we gonna get.
Furries.
What, no, no. What level? What level? Like what are we gonna get? Like what kind of X-Men can we put out?
You gotta
Basically,
slip that in there real quick.
no, you got to do that because what type of X-Men can you get? Because without knowing what the audience is gonna respond to,
So you're saying X-Men and the humans once they intermingle?
no. We got weird looking X-Men. I just showed you one Beak, man.
Yeah,
Like-
we do, especially once we get in. I mean, they
like,
showed the ones in the
We
sewers.
got like so they definitely want to do Nightcrawler,
What's the sewer
but
people name?
the Morlocks.
The Morlocks.
But they
You know,
show Leech. They show Leech is just little and green. That's cool. We had Yoda. I'm just saying the X-Men is more like a soap opera. So there's a lot of romance with the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now, like they probably
Yeah.
want to throw Beak in there because He's one of the new mutants. You can grow the story up. You can have the OG X-Men with the new
But there's
mutants.
a lot of new mutants.
You can have Quentin
Why
Quire because he's a popular character.
Y'all like that motherfucker? That's popular. That's what's hot in the streets.
The reason why
Y'all fuck with that in the comics?
Beak, Quentin Quire, no, it's just the writing for him and how they did him. It's just like, I mean, the whole the cockatoo fucking triplets and all that shit.
Crack an egg on it.
Yeah, then there's this whole character. No, for real, there's this whole character that's all pink with eyes and shit. So there's a lot of like, look, there's a lot of weird characters with the X-Men, and they be getting in relationships and shit. So now,
if you watch Teen Titans Go, you know exactly.
look, how are we gonna handle it when we got the X-Men? When we got an X-Men that look like a wolf lizard, you know what I'm saying, rubbing on a regular dude or a female, like, or we got somebody like Morph that can change into anything. That's getting with people. It's like, okay, what
we're
is
talking about the X-Men? It's a good time to say, R.I.P. my nigga Gambit. He was a real one. I fucked you the wrong way.
And here we go. Hey, so here's another theory from the X-Men '97. Gambit died, right?
Yeah, but I think he's gonna come back as one of the Apocalypse.
we established in the MCU that, and they already established that the X-Men from the X-Men '97 are going to be based off the X-Men from the movie are going to be based off the X-Men from X-Men '97, right?
Okay.
So Gambit died in X-Men '97 when he was like, the name's Gambit, remember this. And in the MCU, we established when you die, you go to the Void. And where we see Gambit? In the Void.
Do you go to the Void when you die?
Yes.
I don't remember you going to the Void when you die.
That's where you go when you die. That's what they established in Loki season 1.
No, that happens when you get pruned. It's a difference.
Nah.
When you die, you don't go to the Void.
You do go to the Void.
No, you don't, because when Jane Foster died, she went to Valhalla.
Because
right?
she died. Oh, no, you're right.
Right?
You're right. No, you don't. Okay, hold on. There's got to be a specific set of circumstances. So you're right. You go to the Void when you get pruned.
I'm always right.
However,
What are you talking about?
you got to remember, though, when Loki took over.
All the MCU.
No, but when Loki took over, he's the master of stories now, so things are changed.
Yeah.
So that like
It doesn't mean the circumstances have changed. So if you die,
Absolutely
you
has.
Now you're trying to move the goalpost.
No, I'm not.
No, check this out.
Wait, no, hold on. It just
Who
we
said
gotta
that?
no.
Who
hold
said that things have changed? When have you seen things change in the MCU since Loki took over?
No, we just gotta know. This is what we don't know
I was
yet.
asking a question.
But this is what we don't know. This is what we don't know.
Okay, so when we get to 2050,
hold
tie
on.
it back into
No.
Black Panther.
Did Loki take over? Because remember, he's at the end of time. So when he takes over as the master
He's not at the end of time.
that's where in Loki season
He's
2.
not at the end of time. He's the holder of time.
No, remember.
He's inside the tree of time.
Hold on. But that's after. He had to go to the end of time to meet up.
No, I'm saying at the end he's in the tree.
Yeah,
of time.
but then he took over the master. He took over.
What he did with those
Yeah.
vines was create a tree, and now he is the master of stories.
See, this is where time travel. This is where time travel is
Loki
confusing.
owns all of time.
Right.
He doesn't write the shit. He just holds on to it and lets it branch.
No,
and he makes a big ass tree.
No, that he writes the stories.
The tree
that
of
is
Yggdrasil. What are you talking about? That's what he does.
No,
He's
the whole.
yeah, you're right. He is
He
the master
comes
of
from
stories.
the master of
The
stories.
master of stories.
So he's
But
not
Loki's
always
writing
right.
stories.
You're right
But
half of the time. It's 50-50.
I was saying that, but you threw me off. I was still
right. Right by whatever. I don't even,
right
anyway.
by proximity.
Okay, whatever that means. But anyway, but no. Look, this is my issue. All right,
That's a crazy representation of time.
But look, this is my issue of the whole. When you introduce time travel to me, there's only one movie that ever did time travel any justice, in my opinion, and it's called Primer. When you introduce time travel, it gets very wonky because it gets real confusing. Like if Loki is the master of time, is he changing the stories, or is he picking up like it gets like what's happening here?
He's the master of stories, so therefore he is either writing the stories or he allowing them to write themselves and making sure that they finish.
Because
That's really
remember,
what it comes down to is finishing the story, like Cody Rhodes.
no, but if you look at the shape, remember the shape, the shape of the time stream was more circular, like what's his name was saying.
Circular.
Yeah, the time stream. It wasn't like a tree until Loki became the master of stories.
It wasn't circular. It was, like I said, it was linear. It was arrows, and they were going outwards, and they let them go and to swerve and do their shit.
Okay.
Until they hit. Bro, trust me, bro. I
know what it looked like, but when you put the quantum mechanics in it, a circle. Okay, a
so
line.
You're saying a line would be circle. So you're saying,
Yeah.
you talking about the end time?
No,
line.
I'm thinking about the mathematics and the quantum mechanics behind what they were trying to say. Well, I'm explaining it wrong, but anyway, yes.
It's a
the time.
cartoon.
No, hold on. The time stream. This is my problem with it. The time stream, like you said, was a line. Yes, it's a line, but it represented a solid line, right?
Correct.
But when Loki took over the Master of Stories, it looked like the tree that represented the 9 realms.
Correct.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is my interpretation of Marvel, and this is the business coming in. Marvel is segueing back to the original content. That's why when we open up with Fantastic Four, we get this homage to Jack Kirby, and the whole thing is based on the Jack Kirby Stan Lee homage to where they've been telling us they're gonna reset the universe, but they've been showing us they're gonna reset the universe through subtle means.
Like I said, little cogs in the machine that are lining up to connect to something bigger, and it's gonna be a huge deal, but you don't see it until it's a huge deal. So once it becomes a huge deal, like the Avengers, you can go back and watch the movies before the Avengers and see, oh, they were leading up to something. These were little cogs. That's all it is. All these little shows that are trash, like I said.
That's my question to you. Is that a bad or a good thing? Because you said it's trash. From a business perspective, they are trying to make the best product.
iHeart's trash. If you put out a show and it's not good and then nobody watches the shit, you lost money.
I don't think Ironheart was trash. I think that was perfect. That was a perfect setup. Ironheart is a setup. It's one season. It's a setup. Now, like you can't judge.
I can't tell you what you want, what you like. That's you.
Hold on.
All I can say is, I strongly disagree.
Hold on. Like you can't. Like if I'm making a hamburger.
That's the best I can do.
Look, if I'm making a hamburger and I get to seasoning my ground beef and putting the seasoning in, and you don't like the season, you can't say the hamburger nasty. Fuck that. And you didn't even taste it. I didn't even put the finished product up. So I don't like to judge things off of one season. The only reason why I judge Loki.
Different. No, that scenario is terrible.
Nah, it's not. It's the same thing because they're gonna spin the block.
If you see the way sausage is made, you might not want the sausage. That's what you basically said. You can bring the shit. If I don't know, if you tell me I'm gonna put this in it, I can have a reservation in my mind about what you're about to bring me and serve me, but I don't have to necessarily think that it's nasty.
All I'm saying is there's a lot of people that ate hot dogs their whole life until they saw the documentary and how hot dogs are made, and they said that shit nasty. I ain't never eaten another one because they got the full.
But that's
picture.
The same thing with movies, though. Some people will watch behind the scenes of superhero movies, or refuse to watch behind the scenes of superhero movies, shall I say, because they know that it's going to interfere with their enjoyment of watching said movie. Like Endgame. I've never seen the behind the scenes of Endgame, but I'm sure it looks fun.
Think of art, you
I can appreciate the
value. When you're thinking about art, there's several different type of art forms.
I might think something looks.
No. I'm not talking about people painting and drawing pictures. I'm talking about all forms in art.
Yes,
so as an artist, a writer is an artist. So when the writer is in their bag cooking, boom, 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 doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? It may not be appreciated. They could be cooking ahead of their time, so that when it comes out, it's not really like the people who get it don't really understand. And it's for the people that's a little bit in the future. Like when Frank Herbert wrote Dune, he got an award for it because back in the motherfucking 50s, everybody wasn't reading sci-fi novels. Sci-fi wasn't even really a thing like that. That was like some Twilight Zone, Who's He, What's It, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there was a small community of the scientific community. Would I say a Nobel Prize? He didn't get he said got a Pulitzer Awards. But lay my last on that.
I've never seen this.
But anyway, but because of his science fiction concepts at the time was so mind blowing, they were so steeped in reality that the motherfucking the professionals in that field had to give him an attaboy for what he did. But as a novel, it didn't really hit like that because it was ahead of its time. To where now we're here in 2025 making Dune movies.
Gotcha. I thought you said Doom.
No, Dune, D-U-N-E, Dune movies.
I've never watched them shits. That's why I was so confused this whole time. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, no, Dune.
Like, you got to see my face in the replay. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, a lot of people get that confused.
And shit, like, just sitting there like, okay, I'm going to get it.
So that's
I'm
why
gonna ask him a question, but I don't think I get it.
No, that's why I say Frank Herbert, but it's Frank. But see, but it had like a lot of things got to grow on people, man. Like so, a lot of people gotta, you know, they gotta catch up.
Oh, I didn't watch that fucking bullshit. It looked like some YA shit, like young adult, Divergent, Hunger Games. That's what YA is. I didn't want to watch that. I've had my fill of the Hunger Games and all that bullshit.
So see, this is what this.
I'm cool.
No, this is what made the Dune D-U-N-E the Dune universe so interesting, because it is the way they set up humans in the future is so realistic, and the way they set up their system of magic is so realistic. It's captivating. It brings you in. When you start, but it's more on a social science level, on how human beings interact and how prophecies are formed and shit like that. So
fucking prophecies. The downfall of great civilizations.
That's what,
thinking you know the fucking future and you're trying to prevent it.
But the crazy part is that's what Dune is all about, bro.
Oh, I would hate that. No wonder I didn't watch that shit.
Dune is amazing.
I would hate that. I fucking hate prophecy.
Did you like Game of Thrones?
I've never watched it.
Okay, but anyway.
I know, boo me if you want to. I've never watched Game of Thrones. It. My bad. I don't like old timey. Yo there. It looks like LARPing to me. It looks like LARPing, fucking LARP. You know what LARPing is, right? Okay, so LARPing is people who dress up like they're in fucking Game of Thrones type shit of that era, and they set up a whole festival.
Oh, like cosplay.
Yeah, basically, and they go on and fight each other.
Oh, like, what is that called? Motherfucking, the Wizard, Dungeon and Dragon, 10-point power sword.
Yeah,
right.
I don't, it's not of interest. No disrespect to those people who find it of interest. More power to you, have fun.
It's called LARPing?
Yeah, like, as some random, hey, let me get high and go do some, like, weird shit, I would go.
But you didn't LARP?
If I get invited to go, like, if a female invite me to go, yeah, I'll fucking pull up. Because I like to do crazy, random shit, but it's not something that's on my bingo card. It's not on my bucket list. I'm not fucking with it. Like, I can go the rest of my life without doing it. So that's why I don't like Dungeons and Dragons, The Witcher, shit like that. Like,
no, I get it.
It doesn't pique my interest. I can't sit there and watch it. Like,
but that old timey shit, but Wakanda Forever was old timey. It's steeped in all ancient.
Fuck it wasn't. Don't even do that. Wakanda been up in the arms with the whole technology. They've had to jump on it. So if they're way too technologically advanced to even be considered.
So coming out of Wakanda Forever.
Eyes of Wakanda.
Are you feeling positive?
Eyes of Wakanda or Wakanda Forever?
I mean, my bad. Eyes of Wakanda.
I can get into that.
Nah, let's not even get into that. But coming out of Eyes of Wakanda, how you feeling about the whole Black Panther story as a whole?
It had nothing to do with the Black Panther story. I feel like
it did.
It didn't? Oh yeah, it did at the end. I feel like no, not really.
Yes, it did, because the main reason why T'Challa introduced.
I know that part. I'm not talking about that part. I'm saying as far as these standalone episodes, outside of tying it into the whole MCU, I liked it. It was dope. I had a great time watching it. The stories were immersive. They were enjoyable. The different time periods, I like that part of it because we're not just in Wakanda watching some people move around and you know what I mean, like the general basic story.
Right. I like how they showed us, like you said, I like how they showed us the evolution of the technology. So in the first episode, they showed you how they can get a holographic projection with the shifting sand. The second episode, they showed you they had the communications with the little beeper or the little communication device type thing. Yeah. And he had the little arm gauntlet that had the power in it. By episode 3, they showed you
Gilgamesh shit. If you watch the Eternals, was it Gilgamesh? Somebody had the fucking power arms, but
that
it
was
looks
Gilgamesh.
like something that was passed
That was
down.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, so.
But then by episode 5, they can fly. So, you
like
know,
full Wakanda.
So I like that if you are like somebody like, okay, like Wakanda is this technology you got here. How did it happen? I would tell somebody, hey, go watch Eyes of Wakanda. You can see the evolution of the technology throughout the years, you know. And the only thing I don't like is that, you know, history is probably one of the most boring subjects in school. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff is gonna go over people's head. Yeah. You know, the only reason why it hit home to me because I like to debate Bible nerds. You know what I'm saying? So
because they don't introduce Wakanda. Actually, you know what's crazy? Speaking of, Wakanda is actually the only character, or even was the first time that religion was introduced into the MCU like that. They said that these people are gods, quote unquote, but when Black Panther came out, check me out. When Black Panther came out, they actually had him go to the ancestral planes, so he got to meet his ancestors. That's where his ancestors. That's like their heaven. That's where they chill, run in the field forever, and all that shit he was talking about. So technically, that was the first time they introduced religion into it to such a degree. Not necessarily saying pray and to this person. Well, they did say they prayed to Boss and everything like that. But when Thor: Love and Thunder finally came around, then they got to show the Council of Gods. That's when they start showing gods.
No. Remember, because Odin is on the same level as Zeus. So we got Odin in Thor Part 1.
But Odin was just the king of Asgard. He wasn't.
No, he's a god.
To who?
Odin is the Norse god. The Norse from the Norse people, God. The Vikings.
Yeah. He's the Norse god. Like Thor's a fucking god. That's
Zeus is a Greek god.
But that's
the hierarchy. They're here.
What I'm saying.
That's why they call Thor and Hercules cousins.
They talk about Valhalla, but they never show it, right? So that was them saying, okay, there's a heaven for gods. So that could be the first time it was introduced. Let's just say that, right?
The heaven.
Let's say Thor. The concept of heaven and hell, and somewhere beyond the mortal realm or even the immortal realm.
Right. The immortal realm. Yeah, I got you. I got what you're saying.
Now he's the immortal. So what they kept doing was escalating it. Now they just, like you said, introduced the and fucking Ironheart. They introduced the hell.
Well, yeah. I don't think they.
See what I'm saying?
They haven't.
Well, I think they did before that in Thor, Ragnarok, because that's where Hela was basically banished to.
Exactly.
So she's supposed to be hanging out there with Mephisto,
and technically
just having drinks and shit, and then.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if Hela is the Hell Lord and Odin is her father, who put her in that position, that would give Odin power. So basically, the way it works is Odin.
It's the same way as Zeus.
No. But Zeus, okay, Odin.
Like Zeus's story type shit.
All right, so see, the MCU is gonna go different from the comic books. So the comic books have it to where they're having this whole thing called the God War, but in saying that that was the first time they started to introduce the hierarchy and the lowerarchy. But yeah, you're right. That's they introduced it in Thor 1 because this is what I think they're trying to do, because they haven't quite explained it. They're just trying to hint that it's there. But based on the Ragnarok or the Love and Thunder, they really didn't specify how that works, because it just seems like because Thor is in control of the 9 realms, but Zeus is the most popular. So it seems like the way the god hierarchy is set up is more like a democracy, and each god would have a figure. I don't know how they're gonna do it in the MCU, but they're gonna bring it down to layman's terms to where it makes sense to us. They're not gonna go way out like they did in the comic book. So I think they're just gonna have the upper the people in the upper room and the lower room. So like they said, they already introduced Dormammu, right? We got Mephisto. We got. Did we get Nightmare? Who's that?
We did in Daredevil, didn't we? In Daredevil 2.
I didn't finish watching it yet.
I think that was
No,
yeah.
that is is it Nightmare?
I think so, bro.
I think we get
And I
Nightmare
believe
also
Daredevil was
in
canon, so
X-Men. No, it definitely is. I think we get Nightmare in X-Men 97.
we gotta look up
That
what
bird.
city Daredevil happens in. Because a lot
New
of
York,
shit,
Hell's Kitchen.
okay, so it is happening, and it's just, and that's the other thing oh no, you talking about Daredevil? I'm thinking of what's bro name? Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
I always get them mixed up. They should switch their names.
Ghost Rider is in another timeline. It's in another reality. He's not a part
He's
of
not
this.
a part of the MC.
Or
626.
there's a video.
616.
There's a video saying that somebody hinted at him, and I don't remember what timeline. I think it was
Man.
Deadpool's.
I don't want to hear that hinted at them shit, because they half the time they don't know and they're theorizing, and that's why I don't like that one guy, because he does. We were talking about earlier.
Mephisto?
Yeah, that guy. Not Mephisto.
Screen
but
Crush.
No, I
Not
love
Screen Crush. Screen Crush. We love you,
I
Screen
love
Crush.
Screen Crush. No, we're not gonna
The
mention
other
his name.
guy.
No,
All
we're
right,
not
don't
gonna
mention
mention
the
his name.
he
No, we're
who
not
should
gonna
not be
mention his name.
remained. That's right. For you, Screen
Yeah.
Crush, he who should not be remained.
We like Screen Crush.
Whatever his name is.
Ryan Aries and the pup, we fuck with it. But this will be another.
This is our review. Hey, so for our review for Wakanda Forever, Eyes of Wakanda. Why I keep saying that?
Keep doing that. A lot.
But Eyes of Wakanda. This will be our review for it. For
Okay,
me,
so,
you want to go first this time, or should I go first?
I'll go first so we can wrap it up. All right, so for Eyes of Wakanda, great show all around. Great animation. Not sure who wrote it, not sure who directed it, but kudos to you. You did a great job. The overall stories playing into everything that led to the end and tying into the MCU. That was the ultimate swerve. Fantastically done. Hopefully y'all can keep that up with your movie writing. But Marvel Animation, y'all been booming lately. I've heavily enjoyed the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. I like what y'all did there. I like the animation and the storyline. So I'm looking forward to everything Marvel Animation is doing. Not sure about Marvel Studios, but we'll see. Because I'm definitely going to see Doomsday, so I don't know what else they have coming out. What about you?
But Eyes of Wakanda, I definitely like it. And I'm going to tell you why I like it, and if you should watch it if you're this type of person. If you are a person that likes history and you like the source material putting their own little interesting twist on history, this is a good show to watch. If you like learning more about Wakanda and what goes on in Wakanda, this is something to watch. And if you like the Black Panther lore and you like how important T'Challa is to not just Black Panther, but for the MCU, this is something to watch. And I think this really helps.
Overall, it's
you
something
know,
to watch.
yeah, overall tie something into
It's
the
something to
MCU.
watch.
But
So,
if you don't want to do a lot of homework and you don't like all that studying, if you just want some eye candy, something that's real good that you ain't got to pay attention to, you know what I'm saying? This is not nothing to watch. This is gonna take time and effort to really pay attention.
Nah,
and
don't
look
say
at
all that. It's not even like that. You can watch it on some fun shit. If you want to get into the lore of Wakanda, then yeah, you're gonna watch it a second time to really get into it. But I mean, it's one of the things you do or you don't type shit. Like,
Well, that's because I'm only saying that because I watched it with a mutual friend of ours, and I had to educate him on each episode before he watched it, so he can go in understanding what he watched. because at the beginning it was so confusing and he was upset. And he was asking too many questions. So when it came out, he was like, man, who's where's Black Panther? Why is his mask gold? This is stupid. And I was like, yo, bro, relax, man. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we both like the movie. And this is the time to get your shot. So,
and you know what it is? Shot time. Let's go. Go ahead, take your 5 and get yours. We'll wait.
And the TV show, I don't know why I keep saying movie. But it felt like a movie because it's 4 episodes, 30 minutes, 2 hours. Movies run about that time.
Yeah,
so.
Basically, if you watch it in sequence. And now that you've got yours, we about to take ours. Shot time.
You cut it.